Shalom Aleichem. Welcome to the Breslov Research Web Seminar, Parshat Behaalotecha. Behaalotecha begins chapter 8 in the book of Bamidbar, Numbers. It starts off with a command to Aaron that when he lights the candles of the candelabrum, he should the light should burn a certain amount of time and whatnot. It talks about that the flame should be lit so that the flame, the smoke, whatever, the shalhevis, the flame itself should go up by itself, should burn by itself. Rabbi Nachman has a lesson in Likutei Moharan, lesson 21, where he talks about this. Rashi's words are shalhevis ha'oila me'eleho, the flame goes up by itself. The Zohar compares, the Kuni Zohar and the Hakdama, it compares the candelabrum to the person's head, to the person's mind. Right? The candelabrum itself is the skull. Right? You have a skull. You also have 7 candles in that skull, 7 apertures, 7 openings in the skull that are your 7 candles that light your face. They are the 2 eyes, the 2 ears, the 2 nostrils, and the 1 mouth. Right? 7 apertures that really are what make your face alive and give you life and tell you what you're supposed to be doing in life. It's an amazing lesson, and it tells you how you can go beyond your energies. You have a certain amount of energy, a certain amount of knowledge, but is that what you want? That's it? It's enough for me? Or are you willing to put a little effort in to gain more knowledge? All right, we all want to read. Right? It's a great thing. You find out that people have obsession with the news. Did you ever notice there's 4 o'clock news, 7 o'clock news, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock news? The radio can have news all the time. I think that's WINS in New York, right? All news. You have CBS in New York, all news all the time, right? News, CNN, right? You got the BBC, the WNBC, who knows, MSNBC, news you got to have all the time. Did you ever think about it? What is our obsession with news? I mean, okay, there are some people who really watch the news just to find out the weather. Okay, they want to know whether they have to take an umbrella with them or not. I love that because, when we were kids, I think Jay Leno, who's a famous television, he said when we were kids, we also had 24-hour weather. It was called a window, right? You would look through the window and you would see what the weather is. Is it hot? Is it cold? Is it raining? Does it look like rain? Today you have to have a weatherman, he makes all the gestures, the high pressure, the low pressure, and then you finally come out, do I need an umbrella tomorrow or not? That's all you want to know, right? Okay, whatever. But we're obsessed with it. Weather, news, what's going on? In our morning davening, in the Shacharis prayers, the morning prayers, we say, Hamachadesh betuvoi b'chol yoim tomid ma'asei bereshis. Hashem renews every single day the works of creation. He works it. He renews it. Every day is a brand new creation. You didn't have this day before, so it's a brand new creation. It's not something that just naturally continues. No, that's not what it is. You see, it doesn't continue naturally because there are earthquakes, there are tsunamis, right? There are floods, there are extra rains, right? There are who knows what else, the tides somehow, whatever it may be. Natural, but it doesn't always work naturally, right? There's something beyond nature. Right? Do we ever look to it? That's why these beyond nature things happen, because if we would look to God, we're looking beyond nature. We don't need the beyond nature that's happening. So every day creation is recreated, right? And there is something new in the world. It's a brand new world, right? If it's a brand new world, there's something new in the day. Now you have a choice. You could either take and look and search and seek there's something new that God placed in your day today, right? And then you find out where Hashem renewed creation today. Or you could turn to the internet or to the television, radio, whatever, and you could accept all the fodder, F-O-D-D-E-R, right? All the fodder that these reporters are giving you, right? The newspapers and whatever. It's all fodder. It's all the same thing day in, day out. The names are changed, the positions are changed, situations are changed. They just blew up an airport, right, a little while ago in Belgium, right? But it's nothing new. They blew up airports, in France, and they blew up airports in Vienna 50 years ago, 30 years ago, whenever it was, right? It's nothing new, right? The name changed, the venue changed. It's the reporters giving you the same fodder over and over again, right? Is this what you want to live with, or you want to live with something brand new? Rabbi Nachman tells us if you want to live with brand new, then you have to guard your 7 candles. Your 7 candles, your 2 eyes, your 2 ears, your 2 nostrils, your mouth. What do they stand for, right? Well, your eyes are your windows to the world. Your eyes are something that you look to receive messages. And what you see is what you want to see. So you don't always see the truth, right? Did you ever hear the other side of the coin, the other side there? We see a coin, we see the face of the coin, we don't see the other side of it. Right? You have to learn to look beyond. Beyond. That's the key word. Right? You have to look beyond. So we take a look through our eyes and we try and focus. What do we want to see in this day? Do we want to see the good, the beauty that Hashem has created? Or do we want to go through the same old stuff that we have all the time? Your ears listen. They hear sounds, they hear speech, they hear talk from different people. It's amazing what goes on, right? You can hear so many different conversations, so many different things. Some of them are so positive and beautiful, some things are so negative and they're horrifying, right? But you hear it, right? And the nostrils. What do the nostrils do? Did you ever pass by a place that smells bad? The olfactory nerves are really sensitive, and we feel all the different smells. And then there's some things that we smell very good, right? The Gemara says somebody who wants to purify himself, they tell him to wait. Somebody who wants to make himself impure, you can go right in. And then the Gemara gives a parable. Somebody who wants to go in and purify himself, it's like he walks into a perfume store. He says, I like a bottle of whatever kind of perfume, it's nice smelling spice. The owner says to them, why don't you have a seat, sit down, relax, right? Absorb all the beautiful smells, right? And then you'll be able to begin choosing which smell you like the best. That's somebody who wants to become pure, because smell is attached to purity. Something that doesn't smell good, doesn't smell right, right? We push it away, right? We get rid of it altogether. We don't want it, right? We walk quickly past a garbage dump. We'll walk quickly past something that has a bad smell, whatever the case is. So those are the 6 apertures of the eyes, the ears, and the nose. And then there's only one mouth. One mouth. Right? Commentaries, the Behaalotecha, others, they all speak about these 7 apertures. The 6, the 3 pairs, right? Why? Because there is to tell you there is good and there is evil. You could look for good, and you have to learn to avoid the evil. You could hear good, you have to learn to avoid the evil. The smell, go where it smells good. This doesn't smell right to me. This smells like a good idea. Right? You ever hear these expressions? Right? You have to learn to accept or reject. But when it comes to your speaking, your mouth, there's only one. It's you. You are speaking. If you are speaking, then speak only the truth. Speak only what's honest. Speak only what's right. Speak only what's good. Speak only what's encouraging. Right? Don't let anything bad out of your mouth. There's no choice here. Accept good, reject evil. No. You have to look and concentrate and focus on the good that you have. That's where you have to keep your focus, on the good. Keep on the truth. So, this is really the lesson of Behaalotecha. Behaalotecha is haneris. You want to let the candles light. You want your face to be radiant. You want to be able to look for good and do what's really good and whatnot in your life. If you want that, then you have to try and sanctify your 7 candles. Use your eyes for good. When you see something that's wrong, it's lustful, it's gluttonous, it's avarice or something. I want. Learn to close your eyes to that. You hear something good, beautiful. You hear slander, profanity, avoid those kind of places. Right? Same thing with anything that smells. Does it smell right or not? And speak only the truth, only honesty. If you're able to concentrate and adjust yourself to this kind of a life, right, you will sanctify your mind, you will sanctify your brain, you will sanctify your head, you will have a radiant face, because it will shine with the beauty of what you are looking for, the good that's found in this world. That's how the Parsha begins. Now this Parsha is really one of those super-packed Parshas. It's got stories about the Levium, it's got stories about Pesach Sheni, the second Passover, in case you missed the first, right? You have, we'll go back to this in one last minute. It's got stories about the Jews camping in the desert and traveling. And then it has, at the end of the Parsha, fall. Something that went wrong with Am Yisrael, and they started complaining about what was going on with them. And then the story of Miriam with the slander and whatnot. So it's a power. We can spend hours on this, which I can't do right now, but we can spend hours on this. But we'll just take the part about Pesach Sheni. It's a short piece which Nosson reflects, and he says, take a look. God told Moshe, tell the Jews to prepare to bring the first Paschal lamb in the month of Nisan, when Pesach comes out. But there were a couple of people who were impure, and they came to Moshe and said, we're impure, and we won't be able to purify ourselves in time for the Paschal lamb. Why should we be lacking Lamoni Gora? Why should we lack the ability to bring a Paschal lamb to Hashem? That was their question. Moshe said to them, well, the Torah in this case gives you an out. If for whatever reason you can't bring it in the month of Nisan, you're allowed to bring it in the month of Iyar. In the 14th of Iyar, you can bring a Pesach Sheni. It's called the second Pesach, and then you can bring the Paschal lamb too. And if you weren't able to, you can complete it now. Rabbi Nosson reflects on this idea, and he says, how did this happen? These people were impure, right? Now, everybody else was getting pure at the very beginning of Nisan, so they would be pure in time for the Yontif. For whatever reason, these people chose not to purify themselves. That's what they chose, not to purify themselves. And yet, right, when it came time to do the mitzvah, they felt, why should we be lacking? Yes, we messed up our lives. We were impure. But why should I lack being able to bring the Korban Pesach? So Hashem says to them, okay, you can bring the second Pesach Sheni. What does this teach us, Reb Nosson says? What does Reb Nosson say? That Lama Nigara, the main reason we got the mitzvah of bringing the second Pesach is because these people realized that they did something wrong and they wanted to rectify it. And because they came and crying to Hashem and pleading with Hashem that I want to be able to rectify, right, they were given the second chance. And that's all we have to learn from this, says Reb Nosson, that you have to apply for the second chance. Just go ahead, you'll get it. If you didn't sanctify your 7 candles, right, there's always a second chance. Try it from now on. From today on, you try it and you'll get it and you'll be successful. May Hashem help us, we do the job right, and everything work out fine. Amen v'yomen.